Ladies and gentlemen, even Lisa Murkowski says, I took it as very offensive, Lisa Murkowski said when asked if Nadler should apologize. And as one who was listening attentively and working hard to get a fair process, I was offended. Nadler, who presided over a rowdy committee known for its partisan flamethrowers, sparked a war of words early Wednesday as he and House managers case in support of an amendment to subpoena former National Security John Bolton. Now, this is an article, Nadler gets under GOP's skin, and Nadler was completely decimated and completely eviscerated by Republicans who are now more unified around Trump than ever. Democrats have impeached themselves. They've impeached themselves from political influence. If that makes sense, that makes more sense than impeaching Trump on trying to interfere in an election because of Biden's corruption. A year and a half before the election, in a phone conversation where even President Zelensky stated there was no quid pro quo. The issue is not whether he can ask. Trump has every right to ask about investigations into Burisma and Biden and the DNC. If they're corrupt, if there's smoke, if there are allegations he wants to investigate, just like the Democrats with the Steele dossier, he gets to do so. Except in this case, the Steele dossier, with Democrats, the Steele dossier was absolute nonsense. In this case, Trump has every right to investigate. Biden is corrupt. That's obvious. It's not a question mark. Of course he's corrupt. His son was getting $3.4 million, and I don't care if it was just nepotism or he was on the board of directors and it had nothing to do with U.S. foreign policy, fine. But he was on the board of directors for one purpose. He doesn't speak Ukrainian. He doesn't speak Russian. He has no background in any of this. He was on the board of directors specifically because of the access to Vice President Biden, perhaps even because Biden had the ability to force Ukraine to fire a prosecutor. The quid pro quo is on the Democratic Party side with Biden and his son. But here, Representative Jerry Nadler is getting under the skin of Republicans after embracing fiery rhetoric during his first appearance in the Senate impeachment trial. The House Judiciary Committee chairman didn't speak for the first time until approximately midnight, but he quickly sparked a fierce back and forth with Trump's team, resulting in both sides receiving a rare public admonishment from the Chief Justice. President Trump and Republicans also teed off on Nadler on Wednesday, referring to him as a sleazebag and stupid, and characterizing his remarks as Nadler nonsense. I love it. Nadler nonsense. Quote, I thought that what Chairman Nadler said and how he conducted himself was outrageous and an insult to the Senate. We don't need to continue the clown circus that started over in the House, said Senator John Cornyn. So notice how the two people from the House managers, the House managers came in. Two of them, Schiff and Nadler, are getting clowned by Republicans, just completely clowned. Kind of hilarious. It's actually really hilarious. So I took it as offensive, said Lisa Murkowski. So Lisa Murkowski isn't known to be, to be close to Trump. But even she's like, yeah, this is offensive. And Nadler even got the Republican closest to his vantage point, which she'll never remove Trump, but she was open to witnesses. Now she's probably less open to witnesses because she realizes that she would be giving in to a very, very corrupt system. I took it as very offensive, Lisa Murkowski said when asked if Nadler should apologize. Nadler, who presides over a rowdy committee known for its partisan the chairman comments echoed previous statements he and other top Democrats had made on television and other public forums, but they marked a departure from normal clubby decorum in the Senate. They also came amid mounting frustrations among some Democrats over what they felt were misleading characterizations by the president's legal team about the ability of House Republicans to take part in closed-door depositions. Okay, well, they were in SCIFs that were barred from Republicans, so secure compartmented information facilities. So, unfortunately, so far I've seen every Republican has shown that they want to be part of the cover-up by voting against every document and witness proposed. Nadler, by the way, was saying the exact same things as Trump Republicans. The exact same things. So, you don't deserve what just happened. Mr. Nadler came up here and made false allegations about our team against all of you. He accused you all of a cover-up, Cipollone shot back. Okay, so White House defense lawyer Pat Cipollone, who had made his own jabs about Senate Democrats running for president, then turned up the heat, accusing the Judiciary Chairman of lying about the contact of the president and the U.S. Senate. The only one who should be embarrassed, Mr. Nadler, is you and the way you address this body. This is the United States Senate. You are not in charge here. Yes. I love it. Clapping could be heard from Republicans. Clapping could be heard from the Republican side. So they're impeaching. They've impeached Nadler. They've impeached Nadler. At least in the court of public opinion among Republicans. He's been impeached. Clapping, let's put it this way. This is a worse impeachment for Democrats than it is Trump. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is unbelievable. Clapping could be heard from the Republican side of the Senate chamber in response to Cipollone's remarks. Also, a breach of the Senate impeachment decorum rules, though it wasn't immediately clear who or how many GOP senators clapped. Love it. Love it. They are clapping in defense of Trump, and only Democrats could do this. So they're going after when you schedule a trial, as Mitch McConnell did, that's designed to be hidden at night. I love how they're like, well, nobody could wake up for this. Meanwhile, they actually we can go on forever. Where you require litigants to be going at it for the entire day into the wee hours, you're going to have tempers flare. Schiff said, "Yeah, right." So they've called him a sleazebag. Nadler nonsense. Oh, President Trump. So President Trump called him a sleazebag. I love it. People are like, oh, how could you like Trump? He's so rude to people. It's like, excuse me. It's like, no, if a person's a sleazebag, call him a sleazebag. It's great. It's great. It's fantastic. So they've essentially impeached. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. They've essentially impeached Nadler and Schiff. Nadler and Schiff don't have any gravitas. They don't have any. There's no allure or they're not figures that command or demand respect. Their reputations don't precede them. How do I explain this? Nobody cares about Schiff or Nadler. McConnell has more gravitas. And McConnell has very little gravitas. But there's nothing. It's tough to hold Nadler or Schiff in high esteem. Because they're just going after Trump. The House Judiciary Committee and the House Intelligence Committee have things that they need to take care of for the United States of America. For the United States of America. Now, you can't just devote your entire existence to undermining Trump. That can't be the way it works. It can't just be, you're just going to impeach Trump, then you're going to talk about the Mueller probe, which, by the way, they're bringing up, but they didn't put in the articles of impeachment. The articles of impeachment don't mention anything about the Mueller probe. They don't mention anything about obstruction of justice. So first they say, well, we couldn't indict Trump because there was a Justice Department memo. Then it goes to, well, there was a Justice Department memo, and but we can still get Trump on obstruction of justice. They didn't include any of this because right when they were writing the articles of impeachment, the 17 deliberate falsified statements within the IG report, the FISA application came out. So if They would be on the witness stand. They would, because Democrats would demand Republicans would demand more information from the IG report. So they knew very well they'd be exposed even further. So they're like, let's not even touch the Mueller probe. Let's just make all these accusations and innuendos. We can't link it to a legal strategy because there's no crime that Trump committed. There's no direct evidence of that he even engaged in the allegations that he's accused of engaging in. Give me your thoughts below. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. I'll have a new segment later on today. New segments later on today. And subscribe to that channel. Ladies and gentlemen, McConnell has impeached Jerry Nadler. As even Lisa Murkowski demands an apology. This is hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. Oh my God. They're even getting Mitt Romney type people on Trump's side. This is hilarious. Give me your thoughts.